Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? I am your host, Paladino Joey, and with me today for Super State of the Timberwolves Part 2, that would be a guy by the name of the People's Champ, Vince Germano.
Joey, hello from wet, windy, thundery, wintry, freezing cold Melbourne.
Yeah, I am, and right here it's hot, humid, sticky, and I don't know. Maybe we got to find something a little bit in between both of these, huh?
Oh, mate, I'm jealous. I'm bloody jealous, let me tell you.
You like humidity?
Oh, I like it. Mate, what can I do today? I can't go outside. It's absolutely bucketing down. You're stuck inside. At least when it's hot, you can shorts, t-shirt, and off you go.
That's the good part. I hear you, though.
Yep.
I hear you there. So, yeah, I suppose we're slightly ahead, and yeah, here we are. So, go figure, it's hot in Minnesota and cold in Australia. But yeah, as you may have guessed, because we've done a show called Showtime and T-Wolves very recently. Vince Germano is from, again, as he said, Melbourne, Australia. I am here in Golden Valley, Minnesota. Soon to be Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, but that's the first time I've actually mentioned that on a show. But we'll talk about that later. Yeah, here we are. Super State of the Timberwolves, Part 2, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir.
Looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to this one all week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Me too. And we would have liked to have Hank McCoy also on board, but kid duties came first in this situation. So just letting you know, situation there. Who knows? Maybe he'll call in the second segment or something. Who knows? Just stranger things have happened, I suppose. But yeah, but probably not. we're here to talk about all things Timberwolves. I was tempted to talk about the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers, but there's a summer league game on in the background. That's more important than that series. So at least at this point. Okay, sorry.
It is for us.
It is at this stage. So you guys out there probably wondering, why isn't he talking Timberwolves then? Well, okay. Yeah, the Timberwolves finally got the number 1 overall pick, and for the longest time it sounded like the Wolves were going to take Jahlil Okafor. It sounded constantly like Flip Saunders was all in on Jahlil Okafor. Like it or not, is he the best scorer in the draft? Possibly, likely. Great offense, Tim Duncan style, up and under, all that. Defense very much in question. I think we've had enough of that here at the center position with Nikola Pekovic. At least,
No, I'm definitely hearing you, and I thought we were going to, and my team being the Lakers, we were going to take Okafor, and the draft sort of didn't turn out how we thought it would, but I think even watching today, you guys, the Timberwolves have picked the right guy, the center you can have for the next 15 years,
and that's
hopefully.
And that's definitely the hope. It's like you always never know, and like I always kept saying on the pre-draft shows, I had like 3 pre-draft shows pretty much, but mostly just conversation, not major league analysis, just because it's always a situation in past drafts. You have 3 or 4 huge, gigantic names at the top of the draft, and 1 or 2 of them end up being great, and another one is either injury prone or God knows what else. They certainly don't live up to the hype. So you always hope you take the right one. The overall talent, and just about everybody saying Karl Anthony Towns, which was a guy that we absolutely endorsed at the Timberwolves pick, ends up being that guy. I do think so. I do. I'm very excited. You got countless ability everywhere in areas that I do think Jahlil Okafor may have been lacking at the free throw line. That's something that looked like a weakness for multiple teams in the postseason here, like Houston and the Clippers. And I don't even want to get on that Clipper conversation. Maybe the next show. Yeah, kind of a wacky offseason, just like the wacky draft. But I digress. Back to where I should be. Poor free throw shooting for Jahlil Okafor. I constantly got frustrated with Nikola Pekovic's, lack of shot blocking, weak side defense. He's physical, but also at the same time, he's about as injury prone as, just about anybody in Timberwolves history at this stage.
Yeah, and I think what Karl Towns gives you is way more athleticism than Okafor like you touched on, the shot blocking. Okafor is nowhere near the shot blocker that Towns is. And also passing ability. Towns surprises me how well he can pass the ball.
Yeah, really cool. He's, in a lot of ways, a lot of people are going to already start the comparisons to a certain guy who's inked a 2-year deal as of today officially. The shot blocking, hopefully his offense is better than Kevin Garnett, that guy, who, by the way, did sign a 2-year deal for $16 million, $8 million per. Yeah. And that's what happens when you're away for a month or so. You get all these other things. I keep jumping into those as I'm on a different topic. But, yeah, people are going to start comparing Karl Anthony Towns' personality and multifaceted ability to Kevin Garnett. A very personable guy, a very energetic guy, a very large guy, a very tall, athletic guy like Kevin Garnett. So, and like you said, a great passer. Hopefully he'll be an even better shot blocker. Wouldn't that be nice?
I think he's going to be a better shot blocker than KG.
Yeah, because that was the one thing. Like, Garnett was like an overall defensive player. He wasn't necessarily like a super-duper shot blocker from several games witnessed in person. He would often be kind of late on those, but, I'm not going to rip too much. Yeah.
I like the fact Karl Towns, he recovers well to block a shot.
He does.
He's got some really good quickness. He looked, to me, like today, watching that game, I know it's only summer league, but you can see it. You can see the reason why Flip picked him at 1. It was so exciting to watch. It really was.
It really is, and just so much energy, athleticism. Hopefully he is that franchise guy. A lot of people see him as possibly more of a go-getter than Andrew Wiggins, possibly. I'm not ready to say that yet. I'm all in on Andrew Wiggins as the centerpiece of the Timberwolves. But the good news is the possibility exists now. That could be interchangeable, and also I think that two players' personalities, I don't see a Garnett-Marbury situation popping up, though that may be too soon to say, where one guy gets jealous of the other because of more popularity, this and that. I hope and pray that doesn't become a problem at some point, but yeah, you have an interchangeable situation here, back-to-back number 1 overall picks. Absolutely amazing. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Orlando Magic, it kind of worked out, but then Penny Hardaway started getting hurt all the time, and Shaq moved to Los Angeles, and yeah, that didn't quite have the glory time that the Orlando Magic were hoping for.
No, look, I'm not going to go there and say that Towns is going to be the alpha dog on this team. I still believe that's going to be Wiggins.
Mm-hmm.
But hell of a second banana, if you ask me. And you've still got Levine coming through, and let's not forget Shabazz and
mm-hmm.
Tyus Jones is there. So I think ultimately Wiggins will be the leader of this team. But yeah, it's I'm excited for you guys. Today, like I couldn't wait for the game to start.
Oh yeah, me neither.
And just picturing like the way Towns passes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Wiggins cutting, Levine cutting, even pick and rolls with Rubio because he can shoot Towns, and so many options, so many weapons.
Yeah, without a doubt, the depth is it's going to be. I mean, there's a lot of potential with this team. There's no doubt about it that they should be hopefully in playoff contention within the next 2 years. I absolutely hope so. A lot of it depends on health as well. Unfortunately, like last year, we found that out for like the 19th season in a row, pretty much. I mean, who didn't get hurt? That's the one thing. Well, by the way, Andrew Wiggins didn't. That's the good news. 82 games. That's another way that Andrew Wiggins could lead by example as well, by staying healthy. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, well, don't jinx it.
Yeah, oh my God, knock on wood. Here we go. But yeah, like you said, how he could be, how he's probably the leader. I am leaning that way as well, without a doubt. The way he just kind of started to take over during the course of the season. Started out kind of passive, was a little bit timid, opening up his career, but then again, who really wasn't outside of like the Kobe Bryants of the world, pretty much. So the way he just continued to kind of take command of games, the way he was able to attack the basket, get to the foul line, multifaceted ability, like I keep saying way too much probably. I use that, that phrase too much. But defensive ability, we actually have 2 players now on the team that are good at defense. That's a good sign as well. That's another reason why I wasn't, again, like very interested in Jahlil Okafor ultimately. But yeah, Wiggins' ability to get to the free throw line, I think his scoring is just going to continue to increase. And from what we can see, Wiggins has put on a little bit of muscle in the offseason, and there's still a couple months left in the offseason, in the summer, for him to add some more muscle. Levine has added some muscle, and there's a guy who looked really damn good tonight, by the way.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
It's absolutely awesome. Ultimately now, pardon me for that, how do Towns and Wiggins, how does Towns complement Wiggins and the boys? How do you see that coming into this one?
Just like I said before, he's someone that you will throw the ball into, but all these guys who like to cut and move without the ball, Wiggins and Levine, who can also finish around the rim, and also Muhammad, that's where he's going to complement these guys. You've got to be, you can double Towns, but you're going to pay for it. Either by a three-pointer or someone cutting to the basket. Because he displayed it today. The Lakers doubled him pretty much early. And then he can also pick and pop. And he can pick and roll. And then you've got him starting breaks when he blocks shots.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sounds like a bloody Karl Anthony Towns love fest, but that's what I'm seeing and that's what I'm calling.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he's really good at so many things. Some people fear, like, well, you can be good at a million things, but are you great at anything? And that's what people are afraid of sometimes. Like, Jahlil Okafor's great at offense, and this guy's great at that. But I think he's great at defense, potentially, and great athleticism, though that's a nice place to start. He complements them in so many ways. That's what's so exciting. And, again, that does kind of sound like Kevin Garnett. Maybe a more athletic version of Kevin Garnett. We'll see. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He did a pick and pop with, I think it was Levine, and his jump shot is really nice. It looks really good, and he's got range. Yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a Karl Towns love fest, but
it is. Yep.
It's hard not to love what you're seeing out there. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the number 1 pick, so you hope he's that kind of guy that is a can't miss franchise player. Yeah, yep, bloody oath. We hope he's that. You hope he's everything that we're saying right now. When you take a guy number 1 overall and you pass on a guy who at one point was looked on a can't miss prospect about a year ago, just like Andrew Wiggins was a year before. So we got one of those 2 guys. That's good, and then we got another guy who emerged, hopefully even better. Keep the defense honest. You have a stretch 4, so now we really won't be missing Kevin Love at all. That's another good thing, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, Kevin Love on this team would look pretty nice, but you're not going to miss. You're not going to miss Kevin Love.
No,
I think
I'm talking about
just let it go, Joey. Just let it go.
Oh no. Yep. I'm letting
let the monkey off the back. Come on, mate. Just look to the future.
How can I not look to the future? I mean, look what happened. Look what's happened out of Kevin Love.
You're sitting here mentioning Kevin Love, and I'm like, what the hell?
You're like, Joey, you're crazy. Oh, but no, it's just what's amazing about it is, so you get Wiggins, and now my whole point is you've replaced Kevin Love already, just like that, boom, and but with a 10-time better personality, way better defense. Marcus the forecaster from day one was like, I can't believe how, I can't stand this guy's defense. He was every single show basically bashing the guy's defense, and did any of us disagree?
No.
Not at all. You can start fast breaks, all that. The personality, 10 times better than what Kevin Love ever really brought. I mean, other than saying, I'm so proud to represent the Twin Cities now that I've been voted in the All-Star game, and 3 months later he was proud to represent anybody but the Twin Cities, wasn't he? So anyhow,
let it go.
Yeah,
breathe, let it go.
No, I was go Cleveland Cavaliers. Thank you very much for all that you've done for us, getting us Andrew Wiggins. Oh, damn it. Andrew Wiggins for all that, getting rid of all that mess and getting Andrew Wiggins. And we were able to tank enough to get a number 1 overall pick and the guy who, oh, man, is going to help this team continue to develop big time, escalate the development. We don't have to, hope and pray to God we take the right guy at 13 like last year. We were able to hopefully take a super-duper guy at number 1, and it's looking that way. Wow, very awesome. So, yeah, it's a Karl Anthony Towns fest. It is, and people probably aren't too surprised, but there is another guy, ultimately, as I continue to bounce around all over the place, a guy by the name of Tyus Jones, who, of course, showed up, who, of course, was a guy who is from Apple Valley, Minnesota, and believe it or not, even one of Marcus's cousins knows him because, or actually, yeah, at least one of them, I think 2 of them, actually. But anyhow, they know him because they lived in Apple Valley, even though they're significantly older than Tyus Jones. Younger than me, but older than him. And, well, wound up going to Duke, had a really nice tournament, got the most outstanding player of the tournament as a freshman. Wow. And then the Wolves were able to snag him. I remember when I just kept saying his name, Tyus Jones, like hoping he'd keep slipping, he's slipping. This is really cool. And then the Cavs take him shucks. That's probably a really nice backup point guard for the Cleveland Cavaliers now, and he has a chance to get a ring. He's probably going to be obviously he's going to be very excited to be playing with LeBron, maybe get a ring real early in his career, just like he got in college, like the first frickin' year, which I think could happen. Both cases, I think the possibility does exist there. And then, literally moments later, I got an alert on my phone. Timberwolves trade number 31 and 36, those both very high second-round picks, which I value much more than the average Timberwolves fan, for Tyus Jones. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, he it looks like, watching today, he does some nice things. They had Sam Mitchell. They interviewed Sam Mitchell, and he said, Tyus Jones has got that something. That was his exact words. And
yeah.
He said not the quickest, not the biggest guy out there, but he's got that something, and he can score, he can pass, he can shoot, and just another good option at the point guard spot. This whole team is just so flexible, and every coach, I guess, wants a flexible roster that you can change it up if something's not working. And we all know Rubio's working on his shot, but we haven't seen it yet. So
yeah.
Tyus Edney just shores up that position just a bit more. Tyus Edney. Look, listen to me, will you? Tyus Jones.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, he's exactly what we needed, a scoring point guard off the bench. And Sam Mitchell's something that's like a translation in ESPN language as that it factor. That's what it is, the it factor. And when you have a guy that has an it factor, that's a really good sign, and they usually overachieve. Usually, not always, but a lot of times they do overachieve as long as that it factor is real. Because yeah,
look, you can tell he can play.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
So, hey, look, in the end, maybe he'll be that happy with him that Flip says, Ricky, thanks, but we're moving you on. You just don't know. You never say never.
That's if Jones is that good. Yeah, if Jones is good enough, and ultimately, for the time being, if Rubio's scoring isn't so good, and people get, like Forecaster and others are ticked off that we don't have a scoring point guard, and the success out of several teams in the NBA this year, including the NBA World Champion Golden State Warriors. There, I said it now. I said it without, crying or whatever. Had a scoring point guard, just slightly a pretty good scoring point guard. Chris Paul, who is a tornado flop. Scoring point guard, Damian Lillard. We can go on and on and on and on. Jeff Teague, even, who emerged, he kept getting better and better the last couple of years. And he was saying, look at all the teams that were successful and have been successful the last couple of years, but especially this year, they all have a scoring point guard, and it's like Rubio's about as good a scorer as as maybe us. I don't know. So you had Tyus Jones, a guy who's been a had a extremely good tournament, scored like crazy, won the most outstanding player of the tournament. So having him as a backup is a pretty nice way to shore up that whole situation there when you need scoring at the point guard position. So you can go from the great passes and lobs to like 9 billion athletes on the roster. And, oh, by the way, now you have a backup point guard who can score too. Hey, not bad.
Mate, I can hear the excitement in your voice.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Yep.
I got the wheels turning. Yeah, they got the wheels turning too. Yeah, it was an interesting night without a doubt. And we'll be talking more about the Lakers and the Showtime and T-Wolves. That should be coming out fairly soon, maybe next 5 to 10 days, right? Estimate.
Yep.
Yeah, because a guy by the name of D'Angelo Russell. Uh-oh, I'm spoiling it already. No, I'm kidding. Was taken by the Lakers. Remember how when I was asking on that show about what if they took D'Angelo Russell? Actually, what would you say about that? And I was I thought that was pretty cool.
What was my reply? I think pretty much I just said you'd be happy if you you'd be happy if you got Okafor, Russell or Towns. You really couldn't complain.
Mm-hmm. And that's
but you guys, I think if your perfect scenario is either Towns or Russell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly,
I think. Yeah, for the need, I just can't see how you'd pass. I think if the Lakers had number 1 pick, I still think they would have taken. I've just got a funny feeling they still would have taken Russell. I think they absolutely fell in love with him, so worked out for everyone.
That's that's my hunch as well, and it seems like they're not bad down low. That's the good thing. So for them anyway, like they have energy and they have Julius Randle, all that. So
yep.
Showtime and T-Wolves preview there. The Showtime Lakers. And yeah, I mean, for me, if I'm a Laker fan, I'm just absolutely giddy with that pick because there you go. Now you got the scoring point guard that you've haven't had for a long time. So
yep, it's exciting. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Showtime, baby. I'd be shaking and be so happy.
I was happy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was kind of a wild night. Jahlil Okafor falling to third and going Philadelphia. Come on, they got Nerlens Noel, Joel Embiid. Do you remember the tweet when the Lakers took Russell? He just put okay and then LOL. Oh, okay. Now they have 3 guys, and of course Nerlens Noel, just like you were saying earlier about the flexibility of the Wolves. You could put Gorgie Yang at power forward, though Hank may or may not agree with that. Nerlens Noel, you could put at power forward, but Embiid and Okafor, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Look, I just think you could put Okafor at power forward and Embiid in the middle. I think Okafor's got a game that could suit at power forward, and they could trade Nerlens for something decent.
Yeah, the latest talk has been Boston, hasn't it?
Yeah, they're not getting rid of Noel till they know Embiid's playing and they know he's got no further complications, which at this stage looks like next season. Yeah. One after the new one. So. Oh
my God! So that's too long. Whew. So no wonder they took Okafor then.
Yeah, they had to take him.
Yeah, if they pass it in for Moody, who's kind of a semi-unknown at this point, or maybe even still quite an unknown. They probably would be in trouble there. They'd be in a little bit of job. They'd be evaluating the job there. Yep.
Myself and Hank, we've got a soft spot for Brett Brown, the coach of the Sixers, because he coached here in Australia for a long time and won a championship here, and so we got a soft spot for him. We don't want to see him get the sack or anything. So for us, him getting Okafor, it gives him a genuine guy he can throw the ball to, and he's got something to work with now, a bit more to work with. So we were happy for him, and hopefully he gets a chance to stick around.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's a chance, and if Okafor turns out to be what a lot of people hoped he was, the Sixers will finally be on some type of fast track to success. It took a little while. It's kind of been one of the stranger teams in the NBA the last 3 years or so now.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
I'm glad I'm not a Sixer fan, put it that way.
Yeah, like taking injured guys and two injured guys in a row, right? Noel and Embiid back-to-back years or so, and then you get you trade away like everybody, and you have Michael Carter Williams, and you basically just give him away to Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's strange, but they've got a plan, and they've got belief in their plan. They're sticking to it.
Yep, that's for sure. They are sticking to it. The Knicks taking Kristaps Porzingis. Yes, sir. Look at me bouncing around. I mean, but I figure it's draft night, but it's like, it's like you just look at the oddities of the draft, like all the reaction of the Knicks fans and stuff. They booed the hell out of him. I think I liked his reaction. He looked like he's like, all right, you MFers, I'll show you what I can do. He kind of had that look in his face, which I do appreciate.
And hey, he wants to be there, so
yeah,
that's got to be a good thing. Not many people want to be in New York.
Yeah, absolutely. And
players, I should say.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be it was an interesting draft night. Of course, it gets hazy once it gets to like about the 10th pick and 11th pick for me, because I kind of was like, okay, I don't know, we're not picking for a while, and if we trade for Tyus Jones, which we did, surprise, it's not going to happen right away. So it kind of got hazy for a few picks there. So I guess that's the end of that for the time being. And any final thoughts you may have on the draft?
Not really. I mean, there was a couple of surprises, but nothing too surprising, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. It's not,
as long as I left happy, mate, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's not like, and ultimately, it's not like Kevin Durant got traded to the Lakers or anything for the number 2 pick or something. But not yet anyway.
When you've had a crappy season, and you get a guy like Russell or Towns, it excites you for the next season. And what can the future bring? And who can we attract if Russell turns out to be really good in the next couple of years, and Randall starts to be really good, and for you guys, if Wiggins, Towns, and Levine just start to blossom, who can you guys attract? It's all exciting stuff,
That's the thing. The good news with the current situation of this ridiculous TV contract. Well, it's the destination doesn't matter as much now. The geography doesn't matter as much now. It matters who's on the team and the culture of the organization is what matters more than anything now, rather than if it's 40 below or perfect weather ultimately.
Yep, that's exactly the way the league's gone now, and that's how the owners wanted it.
Absolutely. Thank God to have a little bit of good culture here now with Flip Saunders as president of basketball operations. I'm gonna give him a nice hand here. I mean, he is really looking good, isn't he?
Absolutely. Just got to pick a coach.
Yep. Because I think we ultimately do need a coach. And
although I will say the league's starting to go his way. Jump shots.
Yeah. Yep. The only thing missing is the threes, but I suppose Levine, Wiggins, and Tyus Jones will be shooting threes. But Karl Anthony Towns, it's going to start picking up, I'm sure.
Yep.
Without a doubt. So for Timberwolves free agency, here's kind of what sums it up right here. But there's a little bit. We picked up the option on Marcus's all-time favorite Timberwolf, Robbie Hummel. We picked up the option, much to his chagrin, and I'm sure he was chagrined about it. But then when we retracted on it, so it's like I'm sure he's thinking that right now. Poor Robbie. I'm not wishing for him to struggle financially, though he probably isn't. And we did sign the big ticket Kevin Garnett to $16 million, 2 years, $16 million, $8 million per. The only thing that irks me about that is Tim Duncan's making $5 million a year, and he's looking a little better. Where still at this stage of his career, they're the same age. He's actually got a little more tread on the tire, and he's making only $5 million. Damn it! Look at you, Kevin. Look at you, Kevin. Does it always have to be about money? Okay, sir.
Is it a player option or team option the second year?
I do believe it is a player option.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Interesting. I can't see him playing 2 more years. Although,
that's the thing.
Like Jalen Rose says, keep collecting them checks.
Yeah. He needs them, that's for sure. Okay. He's gonna be an owner. He'll probably start minority, move up over the course of time. We'll see if he really ends up being the majority owner. But Kevin Garnett's role with the team is currently at the time mentor, kind of like a team captain, and
which
an example setter. Yeah,
is a smart move.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you guys seem to be doing everything right at the minute, which you couldn't say that in the past.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But now, Flip, like you said, give Flip some credit, and he's got a plan, he's got a vision, and so far, so good.
So far, so good. Absolutely. And Glenn Taylor has a plan also with his future successor, which he was looking for. And ultimately, that secret individual was Kevin Garnett, of all people. So that's kind of cool, too, in a way.
Yeah, for sure. I think Kevin Garnett as an owner would be awesome.
It's going to be, at minimum, entertaining and hopefully very, very awesome as well. We'll see what happens there. Oh, should I? No, I'm not going to throw this out. I'll save it for a different show. Yeah, I don't want to rain on anything. And it's not against the Wolves either. So maybe I'll tell you in the break, and then I'll bring it up on a later show. So ultimately, I believe if there's nothing else, we'll take a quick break and jump into the Timberwolves season wrap-up.
Do you shop on Amazon? Did you know that you can support this podcast just by doing your normal shopping on Amazon? It's really easy to do. Just go to thesportstuff.com and click on one of the many Amazon pictures. Do your normal shopping, and Amazon sees that we referred you, and they give us a percentage. We'd like to thank you in advance for supporting thesportstuff.com, and please use our Amazon link. Now enjoy the rest of the show.
We are going round like Saturn's ring.
We are back here on Timberwolves Explosion, segment number 2 in this case, the fan interaction, or shall we call it the Timberwolves season wrap-up of the Super State of the Timberwolves Part 2. So insert Super Mario 2 music, yes. There we go. Yep. Fan interaction, all that good stuff. The Wolves MVP, biggest disappointment or biggest surprise, and then me and Vince will wrap up after the comments are complete. Ultimately, only 2 comments on here. I wish Hank put something up there, but that's okay. Maybe we'll hear from him on a future show, which I'm not against at all.
I don't think he did because he thought he was going to be on here today. So
that's the thing. I wish maybe at the last second he added it on there, like if he was. But it ended up being a last second cancellation. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things. Nothing you can do. So ultimately, our buddy Tanae Wilson Brown out of New Zealand, he says MVP, obviously Wiggins. He made an injury-filled season where the Wolves weren't winning much. A lot more exciting than it should have been, and I agree with that 100 billion% with that line right there. I mean, did you hear did you hear the excitement in my voice like almost all last season by about December on? Because do you remember that? Because it's like something clicked with Wiggins, and then my excitement just changed. I was just different.
Yeah, I could hear it, and I think you mentioned it only 45 million times. So
yep. I'm sorry.
We picked up on it. Yeah, no, it was good.
45 million times. Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, I mean, a 16-win season to be that optimistic, there has to be a reason, and it's because I've never seen a Timberwolves player play that way, and to think the future, how high the sky is for this young man, Andrew Wiggins, is Oh, man. But then again, there I go, like, burning my own thunder later on. Hint, hint. I continue from Janae. He says he played well. He played very well for a rookie and proved a lot of people wrong when it came to his scoring. Exactly. His battles with some of the best players in the NBA were some of the most exciting moments in recent Wolves history as well, if you ask me. When he was matching up against LeBron, that was one of the best things, one of the best matchups I've ever watched, and that was amazing, wasn't it? Oh my God, he got 33 points on LeBron, and I saw that angry look in LeBron's face when he was like, when his back is against the wall and he took the Celtics out, Game 6, 2012, East Finals.
Yep.
To see, I've never seen LeBron James with that look on his face playing against the Timberwolves, so something's going right.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Wiggins went in with a chip on his shoulder.
He did, yep.
And delivered the goods.
And if he starts to bring that chip on his shoulder more come playoff time in the future,
Man. I can totally see him being the man to turn it on in playoffs. So you see, he just seems that kind of player and has that kind of persona to me. Could be wrong, but I don't think I am on that one.
I don't either. Like they always say, like once every 25 years type of guy for your franchise. This franchise is going into its 27th season, and we finally looks like we may have gotten that one ultra special. Even though a lot of people would say Garnett was this and that, but well, that was the one thing missing right there from Garnett, in my opinion. Biggest disappointment, injuries in general, but mostly Shabazz's. When he hurt his finger. He was having a great season, shooting 49% from the field and nearly 40% from three. He showed great hustle on the boards, and you could definitely see a difference in him from last season. It was a shame he only got to play 38 games this year. I'm really hoping next season he can get 82 games in. Yeah, unbelievable. And you think about that, only 38. It's like, as much as I live and breathe the Timberwolves in every way, shape, and form, I couldn't even tell you 30. Wow, it was that low. Wow. Damn, only 38 games. So it shows how overshadowed I was with Wiggins. But yeah, Shabazz Muhammad is a guy I want in this organization for a long time.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Shabazz Muhammad, and you did. I will never let you forget this. You did poo-poo the draft pick when you picked him up, and not just you, Hank McCoy as well. Absolutely poo-pooed it, and I was like, man, this kid is going to score in the NBA. He's got that mongrel in him. Oh, no, he's no good.
And the forecast
now look at you.
Too. Yep, now look at it.
Yeah, and the forecast. Now look at you. You're all over him like a cheap suit.
You know what it was, though? Like a guy by the name of Michael Beasley, just watching him play the way he did, it just like, and I was just experiencing nightmares, and I developed a psychological complex against players like that that came out of college like as pretty much an all offense guy.
But mate, if I'm telling you kid can play, I'm not going to lead you astray, Joey.
Oh,
kid
no.
can play.
You do have a pretty good history, don't you? You might be like another forecaster, I suppose. No, he's generally good, generally good, except on this one.
Oh, I keep reminding you about the ones I hit on. The ones I miss, I just quickly forget.
I've missed way too many times.
It's funny. I would love just down the road, just maybe Mitch making a deal for a Shabazz to play small forward.
It's one of those things where there's a lot of players on this team, and something could happen that way, possibly, because you have Zach LaVine, Wiggins, all that, and not everybody can start. Obviously, I don't think LaVine's a starting point guard of the future. I just don't. So he's most likely shooting guard, and he's way better at shooting guard. Wiggins plays small forward when LaVine's at shooting guard. I actually like him as a small forward better, personally. But if Shabazz starts as small forward, then Wiggins goes to 2. So it's kind of a flip-flop thing. I think it's a really wonderful thing to have all these players. And if Shabazz is a great six-man, or possibly LaVine's a great six-man for the time being, so be it. I just hope nobody gets pissed off and thinking like, hey, man, I could be a star on a different team, so please trade me to Toronto or like LA or something to be the next shooting guard over there with D'Angelo. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. And unfortunately, I do think if somebody absolutely, positively had to be traded, it's probably him. Like if they absolutely wanted to get the hell out of here, so they could they could have their minutes freed up, and then somebody else here, their minutes could be freed up as well. It's probably him. Unfortunately, I think he's the leader there.
Yeah, look, you just got to sell him on being a six man.
That's the hope, because he could be kind of like a, God forgive me for saying this, but he could be kind of like a James Harden for us as a Thunder player, not a Rocket. Because James Harden came off the bench, was extremely valuable. So there you go.
Yep. Look, if they can sell him on being a six man, and you guys start winning some games, and he can see improvement every year, and he can see the vision, he can see the plan, that'll keep him happy.
Yeah, it'll be bombs away, baby.
Yep.
Because back in the old days, Kevin McHale wasn't demanding a trade from the Celtics, and he got 3 rings out of it. James Worthy got 4 rings out of his. So even though he wasn't like the star, he was like the 3rd best player. So there you go.
Yep. That's it.
Teams need to be teams, damn it. Stop trying to be individuals, please.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, 90s basketball was the best. And 80s.
And 80s. Oh, it was so nice, wasn't it? Mm.
Yep.
Tanae goes to the biggest surprise now. KG coming back. Didn't think I'd ever see him in a Timberwolves jersey again. It was a nice thing, but I hope it doesn't end up being that we traded away Thad Young just so KG could play a couple games for the Wolves in his final season. This could also turn into my biggest disappointment if he doesn't end up doing anything with the Wolves next season. Just a side, before I say the side note, luckily he has inked, like I said, 2-year deal. Odds are he'll just play 1 and then just move into his next career as a NBA owner, executive, all that good stuff. So yeah, and obviously this was written back in earlier June because I wanted to get the comments going.
Yep.
So now we continue where he says, just on a side note, cheers for the shows, this and every other season, Joey. I think this was my 3rd season of listening to your shows, and I've loved every minute of them. Always entertaining, and it's refreshing hearing someone talk the truth about the organization when things aren't going right. Thanks again, man, and keep up the good work. We all appreciate how much you put into the shows. God bless you tonight. That you so much for that. That was awesome.
He's not bad for a New Zealander.
Yep, exactly. Yep. No, yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that because I love this show. Mm-hmm.
See, Australia's like New Zealand's big brother.
Uh-oh, yeah.
They want to be like us, but they're just too small.
Oh no! Yep, you're gonna bully them, aren't you? Like, oh
yeah. Well, they're just they're I don't want to say too much, but they've got country envy.
Oh no! Just like Canada with us, haha.
No, that's why they all come over here. See, from New Zealand, it's better.
And that's why, like, when I used to accidentally say Tanae from Australia, it's like, actually, I'm from New Zealand. I was like, oh, shoot. Joey's in trouble.
He wants to be from Australia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Joey's in a pickle, right? Joey's in a pickle. I think he continues a little bit. Let me see. I'll just check it out. Just a brief conversation. He's like, sorry if this is too long for the show, by the way. I can edit it down. And actually, no, it was so well written and everything, and plus the fact there's only 2 people coming, it was great. It was fantastic. So it actually does add a lot to the show. So, and he says, if I want to cut it down, okay, nope, and everything is good to go there. So now we go to Australia with Joseph Phillips. So he split them up in 3 separate comments, which is perfectly fine either way. So very cool there. He says MVP Wiggins. He might have a cute pouty that you want to squeeze. What does that mean? Squeeze and hug. But he is just skill, aggression, and class. Disappointment, Peck, of course. Surprise, both a good and a bad one. So that's kind of cool. Flip didn't curtail Wiggins, or excuse me, if he or the team want to shoot that three-pointer, let them. Bad surprise is the crazy roster we ended up with. Yep. How many players did we have? Mostly not good enough. Like the Justin Hamiltons and what was that one big kind of semi-whatever tweener something he was? I can't remember his name now. Yeah, kind of a different type of name like Azundia or something. Yeah, it was one of those kind of. It was just one of those kind of years, and there's too many of those. Damn it! Ugh, too many like fourth string point guards, but and I like Lorenzo Brown, by the way, but just saying.
You do like Lorenzo Brown? Did you say?
Yeah.
Yep. It looked okay today too.
Yeah, he's a nice. He's at minimum a nice third string point guard at minimum.
Yep.
He's a guy I do want on the 15 man. Absolutely.
Yep.
And I pray to. Yeah, I think they will keep him because Ricky Rubio or Tyus Jones. You gotta have that guy there. You don't want to have to scrounge in the market, even though it's nice to help somebody out financially and give them a shot. If you have a guy who's more than deserving of being here, at least as a third stringer insurance guy, that man is Lorenzo Brown. Yes, sure.
Yes, sure.
that was a good one. I still got to get a T-shirt saying that one. Hey.
You should.
I should. Oh, man. Joseph Phillips, honorable mentions. Watching our pups play in the Rookie Challenge and Dunk Contest, the fact that we have a core of talented kids, and we'll be getting one more. My kid who hates Wolves like Zach LaVine. Uh-oh. Honorable dis mentions. Come on, Rubio, I want to love you. I want that positive face. Yep, that positive face, yep. But you keep getting injured. And then the final thing is he says, oh, and KG, you brought me back to the Wolves. You brought Dancing Man back. And then you threw out your back or something. Silly, yep. And only played a handful of games. Sad. Mr. Future Franchise Owner. Sad. Ultimately, it was that blankety-blank knee that he injured back in 2009. It's just one of those things. It lasted forever. Then it got better. They went to the East Finals again. Or no, they went to the NBA Finals. What am I talking about? Yep. And then the East Finals a couple years later. Yep, 2012. And then it's just age. And now the knee's just hurting like hell, I guess, supposedly. But so the other talk is, though, he could have played significantly more games last year. Apparently his plan was, you know what, we suck really bad right now. We're winning like, under 20 games and the whole draft pick thing. He's not a tanker and he hates all that, but at the same time, he figured screw it because I actually would like to play next year. So why burn up that mileage when I'm 39 or turning 39, pardon me, and use it next year. Yeah. Nice.
It's smart, and he's going to be. He can still play D.
Mm-hmm.
He's still got a decent jump shot. If that knee's feeling fine, I think he's going to. He's not just going to collect a paycheck. He's going to contribute something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he will. He'll bring that energy, and I can just see him and Towns kind of forming some type of really positive relationship. I think for many, many years, quite honestly.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case. I'm sure he's going to give Towns a bit of tough love, but
yeah,
as long as Towns takes it the right way,
yep,
it should all be fine.
Mm-hmm. And from what you can tell, Towns seems to have that kind of personality that not many things bother him. Like he doesn't get pissed off.
Yep,
that's the vibe I get from him. And Wiggins is like the same way, but he's a different person. He might be that quiet, cold-blooded assassin. I hope that's who he is. I hope so. God, please tell me.
You might be right there on that one, I think.
Please be that guy. Because if he is that guy, oh my God, here we go. And if because people were so afraid that he was just kind of this soft, passive kind of guy with a ton of talent. Tracy McGrady, no.
No, he's that assassin. Don't worry about that.
If he is, let's get some jewelry. Damn it, please. Let's get some jewelry and some hardware. We've had enough with the software already. We've got enough blueprints and everything. Yeah, keep the blueprint, but just keep it this one. This is probably the last one we're gonna need for a while, and then we can start going for the hardware. Then yes. Let's see if there are any other random comments here. Potential pick on the Towns dined with them. Tanae was saying too early to get the welcome banners out. Yep. Ultimately, it wasn't. Once it was flipped, basically, he started to change his point of view of Karl Anthony Towns after kind of seeing him, and then it went from highly preferring Jahlil Okafor. Like Flip would have taken him absolutely on the spot if, say, they had to take their draft pick right there on the draft lottery night. It would have been Jahlil Okafor. But after seeing Karl Anthony Towns, he said something other people said, and they kept saying, I was blown away. So that's a good sign when you hear the words, I was blown away. Because the last time Flip was blown away, that guy wore, the opposite number Towns wore in Kentucky, 21 rather than 12. So there you go. Time to check some other posts. I do believe. Oh, yeah. What am I doing? Pardon me. We also added EuroLeague star Bjelica. I hope I'm saying his name right. 3 years, $11.7 million. Yes, a little distracted with the draft, and yes, I did know about this young man coming to Minnesota. I don't see him as a franchise-changing player, but a piece, yes, sure, a stretch four, and a guy who's not coming in raw. He's coming in ready, so that's good.
Yeah, look, I don't know too much about the kid. Well, he's not actually a kid; he's 27, but
yeah, yep.
I did see some highlights, and he looks all right. I hope he works out for you guys. I think he's probably a bit loaded now, so I'm not convinced Peck will see out the season at Minnesota. Mm-hmm. I think someone has to go, and I don't think it's going to be Deng. I don't think it's obviously not going to be KG or Towns. It has to be Peck.
Yeah, Peck is probably the odd man there, and this also explains probably Robbie Hummel's situation, because think about a Hummel, kind of a stretch four type of guy, and then Bjelica is a stretch four kind of guy. So there you go. And yeah, it's the kind of name you could butcher, and it could sound really bad. So
it's kind of name you butcher, and the one you did butcher.
I did butcher it, didn't I?
No, if you can't say it, I can't say it, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah. So, and yeah, I'll admit I don't know a whole lot either. In fact, when second round picks are taken by David Kahn, you don't tend to pay a whole lot of attention most of the time. Though once in a while you get extremely lucky, and it's about time maybe he kind of did. Just like how they thought. Like Robbie Hummel was an extremely late pick by Mr. David Kahn as well. I can't believe I'm saying that name on this show, but we're going to have to if this guy at least becomes a serviceable player in this league. So there you go. This guy will replace Robbie Hummel ultimately, and Hummel did get significant minutes, much to Marcus's chagrin. This guy will probably be an upgrade at the same position. Yeah, sure. I'm so goofy. Yep. And okay. Yep. Today, wrapping up the comment section with ESPN/ABC analyst and former NBA coach Jeff Van Gundy, a very familiar name, and a close pal of Wolves coach and vice president of operations, Flip Saunders, visited Tuesday's workout. Do we read into this at all? Yes and no. Partially, they're just kind of close friends, and Jeff Van Gundy I'm sure he's intrigued by this team and would like to check it out and everything. I don't know. It's like you never know. Odds are probably no. It seems like every time you think Jeff Van Gundy's coming back, he doesn't. So I don't know what to think, to be quite honest.
Here's my take on that. Mm-hmm. I think he's down there. They're just two friends hanging out. Mm-hmm. But I don't doubt for 1 second that behind closed doors, Flip would say, Jeff, I'm going to coach this team for 1 or 2 years. I'm going to take a couple of, don't take this the wrong way, not lean seasons, but the main rebuilding seasons, 2 of them. Yep. So you don't have to take the hit.
Yep.
And then would you be interested in coming in? And I think Jeff would say, well, look, if it's going well, I would definitely come out of the broadcasting box and consider it. Because I think this is a team that would really excite Jeff Van Gundy.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good point. And I was kind of quietly semi-thinking that in the back of my head as well. And then you said it, which made it stronger, ultimately. Because think about how he was in contact with the New Orleans Pelicans, and you got a guy that some people hope Towns could be headed towards becoming. That's a guy by the name of Anthony Davis, the Brow.
Look, once a coach, always a coach, mate.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that they did not talk coaching at all.
There has to be some type of what they call back channels conversation going on. There has to be something, most likely. And there probably have been back channel conversations with Tibbs as well, and he's probably sitting out, and it's kind of like all a wait and see. Tibbs could be sitting out partially to not only this job but another job, and kind of go where he feels more comfortable, feels it's a better fit. If it's here, if it's somewhere. It's not Oklahoma, I guess, but well, we'll see what team that could be. Maybe it's Philadelphia. No, okay, I won't say that one. But
I didn't say that.
Joe, you're fired. Yeah, but we'll see. Somebody will emerge as that team. Maybe it's the LA Lakers. Yeah.
Possibly.
I think it's possible. Yeah, that's another one that's gonna. They're coming up. They're not gonna just sit and win like 17 games every year. So they're coming up at some point.
Hope so.
Yep. Okay, I said that one now. So I guess that would probably be about our final thoughts. And I better mention this, and I meant to mention it at the beginning. Not only is Vince Germano co-host of the Showtime and T-Wolves, but my selfish ass didn't even mention the fact that I'm terrible, and I do apologize. But yeah, Vince Germano just kind of maybe is a co-host on the Courtside Podcast too, right? Just maybe.
Yeah, just every now and then. No, every week, on the Courtside Podcast with one of the best hosts in the game, Hank McCoy.
Yes.
He does actually all the heavy lifting. I just turn up. So yeah, check it out if you can. We're on iTunes, Podomatic, CRTSDE.com. We're on Twitter and VINROK44. Check us out if you like us. Leave a review. If you hate us, well, leave a review and you can get stuffed.
Yep. Ultimately, yeah. And yeah, Hank is one of the best in the business, absolutely. And if you don't leave a positive review, I'd be quite surprised, to be honest.
Well, we're the only podcast to beat the lockout.
Yeah. Hey, look at
we were well. Hey, we beat the lockout. We absolutely belted Living Suitcase out of it. All these other podcasts, and I'm not having to dip at anyone. I'm just saying, he's all shut up shop, and me and McCoy, we just every week turning up with a podcast. So
that is true. Actually, yes. We did kind of shut up shop, didn't we? Me and we did one
you
though.
Guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't just you guys. Just saying, just tooting my own horn because no one else will. So
damn it, Joe.
Yeah, check us out if you want.
Speaking of which, yeah, the whole lockout thing. Should I throw a tiny little, because people say I speak in code? I think these owners are going to regret some of these outrageous contracts in the next 3 to 5 years. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I hope that's not true.
I can't cry poor again, that's for sure.
I really hope I really hope I'm wrong. I pray to God I'm wrong, but yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens. Some of them might be a little bit silly, I think. Some of them, but we'll see. If they're profitable, more power to them.
Yep.
More power to you. If you're profitable, keep it coming. Please share some with me, because my company's kind of going the opposite direction, it seems like. There we go. Now I'm going to lose my job.
Oh, jeez.
I'm so bad.
Stay home and watch NBA all day.
Yes. Yeah, it's like welcome to the club, right? Of like all the disgruntled employees that like across the planet.
Oh, mate, don't get me started.
Yep. It's like it's pretty much everybody. But yeah, there it is. It's been a hell of a show. Thank you so much for hopping on board. This was fantastic. Got to keep these coming. Yes, sir. And also the awkward silence, right? I might want to mention that Timberwolves Explosion does have a Twitter account. I tend to like to put those in the ad sections or the breaks and all that, but I haven't been doing that lately, and I'll be getting that back rocking and rolling soon. I do apologize. Twitter account is @WolvesExplosion, @WolvesExplosion, because Timberwolves Explosion doesn't fit. And for Facebook, simply look up Timberwolves Explosion Minnesota Timberwolves Show in the search bar. Click on the one that says company, not group, because I think the group's still out there, but a lot of places switched over to pages ever since. company, not group. And then post anything and everything you want. You could be like Tanae, Joe Phillips, Hank, Vince, many others that have posted on here over a long period of time. And I never want them to stop posting. Please don't stop. Please. Brent Jacobson has posted off and on as well. He posts a little more on the Vikings show, I'm sure, but more than welcome to post on here. I love to talk about basketball more than any other sport, which I think is probably obvious to most people. So there you go.
Yeah, jump on, have a chat. Joey's always up for a chat. Absolutely. As long as you're talking T-Wolves. Nah. You talk any NBA. It's good.
Pretty much. And Wolves obviously a priority, but yeah, anything really, except for the I don't even know about that team right now. Okay, I'll just leave those alone, like Portland Trailblazers or teams like that. But no, I talk about them too. And I will talk Lakers as well with Vince Germano on Showtime and T-Wolves. I have zero dislike for where that team is headed now. I think they're heading in a better direction. That show will be released very soon.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Yep, and thank you again so much for being on board. It is it is an honor to have you on. Marcus the Forecaster has kind of vanished up the face of the earth, but sometimes he comes back every now and then, and he'll be back at some point.
Thanks for having me, Joe. It's been fun, and go T-Wolves.
Go Timberwolves indeed. Go Timberwolves. Go off season. Go Summer League.